Yo, we got some real heat. We got some real heat. We got some real heat for y'all. As your boy told you, as your boy told you, I had to go. I had to go and get these copies for y'all. Go and get the copy for y'all. It's really real. I'll read over the paperwork. It said access your master trust direct account TDA up to 100 million. Woo! I know they might get mad about this. I know some people gonna get mad. Wow. Hey, I'm really like looking at this shit in real time, y'all. Real time. Private trust, private bank, cryptocurrency, silver trust, capital unit, and communication currently not much else than that. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm just taking my time, y'all. I had to stop that paperwork party, other one because of the time or the date. I don't know. Some people were texting me, yo, when you gonna drop it? When you gonna drop it? Now I'm dropping it. Now I'm dropping that paperwork party. Yes, sir. What's up? Y'all want to know how to access that money today, huh? Yes, sir. I got that paperwork right here for y'all. Yeah, I got that real paperwork. But guess what? It ain't gonna be cheap. It ain't gonna be cheap. 250,000. I got it. I got it step by step right here, y'all. Step by step. I don't want you to copy and paste it, but I'm gonna read some of this information off for y'all though. Hey, look, it say open up a commercial account at a TDA trade account. Once you obtain that, it was saying pretty much you can offset that account and go to the thing. But look, check this out. I'm gonna read this to y'all. Look, it say access your master trust direct account TDA up to $100 million. Private trust, private bank, cryptocurrency, silver trust, capital unit. So why the fuck they would have that? Then look now, once you file the UCC1, you would get a file number, create a file number, and a bond trust account. Look at that, boom. You can't even make that shit up. Guess what, y'all? Hey, yes sir, yes sir. Hey, I gotta have one of these Jello shots. Thank my partner, my people, for these Jello shots. And them bitches good, y'all. I had to get a Jello shot off that. I don't smoke weed, y'all, so this is not no weed. This strictly tobacco from my country, Colombia. Straight up. I like the food, people, though. I had a blue one and a red one, y'all. Look, tell me there. And look, it say access your master trust direct account through a TDA trade, $100 million. Now tell me this now. Why would it say private trust, private bank, cryptocurrency, silver trust? Why it will say all that? Then it say file your UCC1. Look, if anybody know about them UCC1, They've been talking about those years and years ago, but people didn't know how to understand that shit. I understood it, but I didn't go deep into it. But I know everybody on that live. I know everybody looking at that. I know everybody hungry. I know everybody done jumped off there. What the fuck is a TDA trade? The UCC one? Blase, blase. I know you know. I know some people like really wanna like know what it is. Look, I got the real paperwork right here, y'all. Hold up. Let me just do this right here. I'm gonna show you just this little part right here. Look, you ain't gotta believe me, y'all. Look, what that say? What that say? What? That's the proof in the pudding right there. What that say? What that say? Tell me, what do that say? $250,000. You can access that. I know people jumped off and say, "What's the TD trade is?" Yeah. Yep. What's up? What's up, Brody? Yeah, you can access the 250,000. I ain't mad to lie. And look, I'm gonna give y'all this one for free. I'm gonna give you know what this one is? All 50 natural. It's a natural born sovereign citizen of this go for status. So that just to show you that they lying. To show you can access this money. And guess what? Even not only that, this shit is crystal clear clean. And guess what? If you understand TDA, guess what? What's up? If you understand TDA, guess what? Them bitches gonna make sure they get their money, because guess what? They gonna look at your money as it like they money, because that's a job for them. Yeah, I thought that paperwork party, and it got everything. It got 1 to 11. It say you can walk right into the private bank of a credit union with this process and get cash from the commercial account. In the past, you can only offset bills and access credit this account. You see what I'm saying? You see? That's what I've been trying to tell people on YouTube. See? This motherfucker can't put it no more. And then he said, look, you can receive the 1099 INT. You file the tax return and put back 10% of it. And then it said anytime you withdraw your account to pay bills direct to the IRS, you are all set. Hope this is a plan. I ain't gotta lie. Woo, I can't show you that. I almost showed you that. Some people be trying to copy, stop the video, blah, blah, blah. But look, this motherfucker got all the steps, 1 through 11. I read just the 11th one. I ain't even really looked at this document. This shit is fresh. It's fresh for y'all. 250,000. I ain't gotta lie. $250,000. It don't say it right here at the bottom. You literally can walk into the private bank to any credit union and gain this money. Look, it used to be, it said back in the days, back in the past, you can only offset it for bills and credit. That's how that dude was doing it on YouTube, bro. I was telling you, that shit wasn't right. It wasn't right. When we tell you why it wasn't right, because I got the sovereign citizen package. Bro, I'm not a fool. I'm not a goofy. My people want resorts. Look, I ain't got a fucking lot of y'all. I ain't got a lot of kick it. Yeah. This motherfucker certified. It say yo bond. It say birth certificate bond number enlisted. A statement of 100 million. All trade portfolio. You know what I'm saying? You can also break down $10 million blocked by financing instructions. So in the order to be clear. Ooh, ooh. Oh boy, I'm just reading this shit. Act this fresh right off the brick. When you get fresh shit right off the brick, like I'm reading that, you can get access to your bond license, 100 mil. So some of those guys on YouTube, they've been lying to y'all. This is 100 million. This 100 million. Back in the days, it said, look, back down here, it say you can offset your bill by credit. That's how them guys were been able to pull it by the trucks. I remember I was telling y'all you can only buy fourplexes, cars, and vehicle. But when he went to the bank, he said the money got stuck and all that. You can only do it by bills and credit, bro. But I got the. Look, if y'all been following me, it started from child support playing with me. I'm gonna step on child support 2 weeks from now, y'all. At the end of the month, they will be stepped on too. Trust me. Them affidavits that I got made up, they ain't going nowhere. But look, I'm gonna show you this. I can't show you the full direct. But this is the form can go with that shit. All 50 state recognize that. Well, look, it's just a status, y'all. Once you go up under that status, guess what? I even got the document that you can send to wherever you working at. You ain't even gotta be in that state, right? You ain't gotta be from that state. But that form, you send it to the government and let them know that you don't want to file no taxes, no nothing. Everybody saying they getting caught up and saying they finna be in trouble with taxes. Guess what? It's impossible for you to get in trouble the old taxes. Look, everybody want to say, what's up? Everybody want to say they gonna get in trouble for owing taxes. It's not that. If you don't want to owe taxes, guess what? Fill out the form. You will not owe. You don't really owe. It's some made up shit that they got that fooling people. If you don't want to owe taxes, guess what? Fill out my form. I ain't got a lot of kick it. Look, the facts is here. The facts is here. And look, the 250 grand, this right here, I just read some of this stuff off to y'all. Look, this is why these guys on YouTube saying that's why they couldn't pull the money out the account. Cause back then they can only access it by credit and bills. You ain't gotta do that now. You can walk right in the credit union. Sir, I want this right now. I want 20 bands. I want 40 bands. I want 50 bands. And guess what? Once you run out of that money, open one up in your daughter name. Open one up in your wife name. Open the one up in your sister name, your brother name. Guess what? Once they go into there, keep walking in, getting that money, it's all crystal clear, clean. Let me tell you why. It's $100 million trust in your fucking name. That's why you quick to get those tickets. They permit those funds in your name. What is these forms? I'm gonna show you. This is what I be telling people. I got the real information. But I'm charging. Look, I ain't gotta lie. You can access up to 250,000. I told you the paperwork part is real. I'm just throwing in this document for free because I'm a sovereign and I believe in that shit. And guess what? This shit real. What you calling it, bro? You can get the money. Look, everybody been lying on YouTube about getting the money, right? And you got to go private and all this shit. You got to be a sovereign to go private, live private. Look, the reason why they were saying that shit, because they can only pay their bills and buy like a fourplex or a truck. And when he said he got stuck trying to get $6,000 out of the bank, I'm gonna tell you why. That's the old way, buddy. Guess what? You open up a TDA trade and these certain steps, it's 11 steps you go by. Them motherfucker even saying UCC 1. If you know what I'm talking about, the UCC 1, we talked about that, what, 10, it's going on 10 years now. They still can't crack the Da Vinci Code, but I did. I already knew what I was talking about because I got the sovereign citizen package process. That's why I was trying to tell y'all this. If you wanna know more and you want this document, what I'm selling, hit my line 907-615-1316. I ain't got a lot of kick it. I just show you proof. You know what I'm saying? Look. I can't show you all this right here. That's the money. But I'm finna read from other fucking Look, I'm finna go at the back. Oh yeah, look, I read this shit. I didn't really go through everything, but that fresh shit that I read. But look, this is what he was telling you on this shit right here. It said use your account commercially, but remember you will also be responsible to pay taxes on with whatever you use, and it could credit IRS bills. You could be ready to handle this task to your account. This is what he's saying. And guess what it was saying? What, keep in mind you have been successful, and if you receive bills from the IRS over 100K, it will be due in 10 days. God damn. Like, who gonna owe 100 grand and fuck? And then look, it say Wells Fargo, Bank of America, PNC for private banking only. Like, look, and then it say you can walk right into the bank. And then it say corporation resale under Rule 144A. Ooh, name of issue. Ooh, and then it's saying you got 100 mil share. I ain't even got a lie. I ain't even got a lie to make this up. This, I can show you this. I can show you this. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can show you that. I can show you that. That's the proof. That's the proof in the pudding right there, y'all. That's the proof in the pudding. You can get that 250 grand. You know what I'm saying? Hit your boy on the line, 907-615-1316. If you want to get that 250,000, put the trust in your name and how to do this shit crystal clear and clean. You can walk in the bank like it told you, 1 through 11. You can walk in there crystal clean. You ain't gonna get arrested. Them YouTubers, hey, look, I appreciate y'all trying to get the money out. I understand, but bro, you had to do it by paying bills and credit. People want resorts. People want that money, bro. People want to say, hey, sir, can I get 50,000 out this account and walk out that bitch? That's what they want, man. You know what I'm saying? And then look, right here. Hold on. I don't want y'all to see certain shit. Okay. Tell me, why the motherfucker saying private trust, private bank, cryptocurrency, silver, like, and then it's got a date up here, January the 7th, but it don't tell you what year or whatever. It just say January 7th. But look, this shit official. When you know about that UCC1, we've been talking about that 10 years. Everybody been talking about that 10 years, but they ain't know what to do. I see what that dude was doing. Bro, I see what you're doing. Stop lying about the shit. You can only buy like trucks, pay your bills and all that type of shit. I know why your money got stuck in there now. Cause you didn't go through the proper steps, G. I mean, I knew that shit wasn't right. Because guess what? I was following you. I was looking at the shit that you were saying very carefully, rewinding your videos back, studying every word, every line, every detail you were saying. You wasn't getting shit really, honestly. Now I know now, bro, you just doing that shit for views. Bro, I hate to say it. You got the truck, it's cool, but you said you somewhere eating dinners and all this shit. Anybody can go somewhere early in the morning and eat breakfast. Anybody. I can get up in the morning and go to the towers over here on the 30th floor and do a video and say, oh, eating good, and you ain't doing that but eating breakfast. Who cares? But yeah, I got the document, y'all. Yeah. It's a redeem your birth certificate. If you know what redeem your birth certificate is, you know what it means. If it say redeem your birth certificate now, check this out. Redeem your birth certificate, open a trust account. And I see why people saying back in the day you could just only access for credit and bills. Man, on YouTube, people want that money, man. Man, fuck all that. Yo, it's cool, man, but it ain't cool to give people false hope on this shit. This shit ain't cool to give people false hope on this shit, y'all. Trust me, man. I know. Start giving people false hope, man. That shit ain't cool. That shit ain't cool, G. What is the forms? Big nut, bro. This is no forms. All this stuff is no forms. It ain't got no name. It just got clear instructions how to get the money. That's it. It just got clear instructions how to get the money. This shit got clear instructions to get the money. I ain't even gotta lie to you. You know, 4 documents and plus other more documents. Look, the paperwork party, y'all, it's out. It's out. Hey, I understand you were texting me, bruh. When I'm on live, bro, and I'm doing this shit, talking about this, I'm standing on business, man. So, now, say whatever y'all want to say in the comments. I can just tell you this. I'm finna get my 250,000. I'm finna get my shit. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. You ain't gotta buy it, you ain't gotta do it. But get what? I just know this. Get what it say. Get what it say. The first line, redeem your birth certificate. Redeem your birth certificate. I ain't even gotta talk no more. If you know about redeeming your birth certificate and the UCC1 and the TDA, ain't nothing else to talk about. I ain't even gotta talk to you. You ain't even gotta pay. You ain't even gotta do this. Get what? I'm gonna show y'all ass. I'm gonna show you. Guess what? I'm gonna show you way more than what I can show you. I see why them people were talking about on YouTube, talking about they can access the money and get the secret account. You got $100 million in shares and trades in your name, and you don't even know nothing about that. A motherfucking YouTuber, content creator ain't finna give y'all that game. Guess what? And I told you this. Guess what? This document right here with the all 50 state knowing that who you is and the status, bro, stop. Stop lying to these folks. Tell these folks the truth about certain things, how to really go in there and get the money and walk out the bank and all that shit. Like, yes, I back in the day, even said right here on the document, even said this. Back in the days, you was only been able to, it say you can only offset bills and access credit. Back in the days, now you can walk into the bank, get that 250,000. It's in the trust of your name. You can't get no better than that, man. So now I know people mad. You mad because look, if you ain't got the sovereign package, you don't know what I'm talking about. Look, you gotta have certain knowledge and certain books to put certain shit together. Once you put all that shit together and that shit locked like that, look, and I grab the back of your neck and need you to fucking sleep, you can't do nothing. If you do this on the back of somebody's neck, they would not be able to go nowhere. This lock right here is sealed. Just like this paperwork. I hate to tell you that. Yeah, I got it, baby. Yeah, I got it. That cash out, yeah. I told you. Some of them YouTubers, y'all mad. But bro, look, this is where you fucked up at. This is where you fucked up at. The way you told your story, I knew it wasn't right. Because guess what? When you handle business right and do it right, the bank might not like if you white, black, or blue. But guess what? That's the trust in your name. You redeem your birth certificate. Like right now, your name and your birth certificate ain't even real. You don't know that. But guess what? The government know that. And you think they're going to tell you about the money that they don't want you to get. Okay. Bitch, keep thinking. Keep thinking. Keep thinking. I bet you I get my money. Mm-hmm. I bet you I get my money. I'm gonna walk right in the bank on my YouTube, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna buy these cameras with the. I'm gonna buy these glasses with the camera in it, and I'm gonna let y'all see this shit. Watch this. Watch this. And I'm gonna hit. Hey, Pete, my boy. You know I'm gonna hit you after I get off with this, cause you already know what's up. My boy Pete. Shout out to Pete. He know what's up. He know what it cracking. You know what's cracking, my neck. You know what's cracking. You know what's cracking. Yeah. Don't you have to pay a TDA fund back at some point at you pull out? Nah, you ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta pay nothing. Because when we tell you why, look, once you put the bond and the trust in your name, the feds gotta release this shit. They have to release it. Once you get the TDA and they give you the green light, you know what the next step is? You got to do that other secret step right here, what they tell you. I can't tell you that. It's simple, bro. I promise you it's simple. Once you do that, guess what? You can go to the bank, the third step. You can go to the bank, walk right in there. They're going to give you the green light after your TDA is saying right here. But once you, look, I'm telling you, bro, look, it got even the website for you to open your shit point for point. You ain't gotta pay no TDA trade funds and all that. Whatever you do to set it up, I don't know about TD trades and shit, but whatever you do, I can tell you this. They just saying that once you get the money, man, manage your shit right. Because people rent through 250,000, then you end up putting one in your sister name, your mama name. Yeah, if you done ran through a $1 million with 4 people. So, you know, and then this paperwork say, hey, be careful how you spending your money. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, hey, I don't know. You know, people go broke when they get money, bro. They go crazy when they get this shit. I'm only just giving you the real paperwork to access this. And look, one of the YouTuber guys was so funny, bro. The reason why you didn't go in that bank and walk and get the money, you didn't open up a TD trade, and you didn't go to this certain website that they got right here with all this shit. This shit made sense. Look, if you know about this UCC1, everybody been talking about that about 10 years, now going on 15, forget about it. Y'all don't forget about it, but I brung it back up. Let me tell you why. Because some of them YouTubers still got their little channel up. Bro, look, you ain't showing people resorts. You ain't giving people step by step to get this shit, to get this cake. I bet you see me get this motherfucking money. I bet you see my homeboy Pete get this motherfucking money. He know what's cracking too. I ain't even got a lot of kick. I know everybody tuned into it. You ain't gotta pay no money. They say, how do you do that without working from a company though? What you mean? How do you do it without working with a company? No. See, okay. See, now I'm gonna answer your question with that. You gotta have a company to get your money. Cause you're a real person, right? So you can't do no fraud shit, bro. You cannot cut corners with that. You can't cut corners with that type of shit. Cause look, once you redeem your name, that's the trust in your name. So ain't no way to scheme, ain't no way to get what you redeeming real shit. Yes, you redeeming real shit. I answer that question for you. Yes, you redeeming real shit. You got to work with the company. You have to work with them because that's what they do. TDA trade people, bro, you cannot possibly pull that money out. I don't give a fuck what type of crippled computer, black file, black supercomputer in the walls, you know, all them supercomputers. Guess what? They still can't get that money out. You still can't get that money out. Cause get what? Think about it, if all those computer geniuses and all them people do it off the black web and all that, they would have got the information. They would have been on crack in there and got all that money. But how you do it without working with a company, you have to do it with a company. You can't do no fraud shit. Because with TD Trade, that shit ain't got nothing to do with you. It just only establishing that you as a human being and you over your name and your trust. That's the only thing you need to know. If you want to research that shit, you can research it. But I can tell you this, it give you you gotta apply to this certain website right here. Then they say you gotta open up a commercial account with a TD trade account. Then they say on 7, you gotta blank, 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 blank. Then they say bond become live again on your stock market. Whoa. See, I told you. Told you. The bond come live. Yes, sir. Y'all better open up a TD trade account then. It just told you the bond come live. Once the bond charge come live, that's a wrap. Once I get off this live, which I'm gonna give y'all some more. What's the 250K? What the 250K is? Okay. Look, they give you an access up to 250K. But look, I'm gonna tell you this. You know on YouTube when they were saying that you can get the money and all that, back in the days, yes, you can only discharge up to $250,000, right? You can only pay your bills and credit. That's why they was only buying fourplexes and cars. Y'all want to be able to walk in there and get the money out the bank. Let me tell you why he was having a problem of getting the money out the bank. Because he ain't opened up a TDA trade line. He didn't redeem his birth certificate to get that shit. And this facts right here. It got the proper steps right here. I can't tell you what's in line number 4, but guess what? It got the real website to go in there and get the money out of there. I know the people in California gonna love this shit. I know the people in California gonna love this shit. I know they gonna buy the fuck out of this paperwork. People gonna open up the trade. This ain't no PPP loans, nothing. This all legit. The government can't even stop it. Want me to tell you why? Because you got trade. It said you got $100,000 trade portfolio in your fucking name, 100 mil, and they can't fuck with that. Turn that paperwork around. Okay, I'll turn it around, but I can't show you everything. I'm just telling you. I'll turn it around, but you ain't gonna be able to see that other shit. I copied it. It called paperwork party, baby. 250,000. I ain't got a lie to kick it. My homeboy Pete. If you know about the UCC1 back in the days, everybody was talking about 10 years going on 15 years. That's how they were discharging this shit, bro. You can discharge it like I've been telling people. You can buy 4 places and all that shit, but who gonna buy a fucking 4-plex? What motherfucker you know in the hood gonna buy a 4-plex? Yeah, you could get a vehicle, okay. But guess what? Once you get that vehicle, you ride around in it for a minute, then you go and sell it. Okay, cool. That ain't shit. How do you apply for it? A TDA trade? Bro, that's easy. That's easy. And then look, this ain't no fraud shit now. It do tells you gotta go through another look. You gotta redeem your birth certificate too. If you know about them UCC ones, bro, look, if you want to know more, call my number, 907-615-1316. TJ, every YouTuber was lying about this shit. I already knew about getting that money. I already knew it. And look, it already tell you this. When you put the search study, I'm going to give you this document anyway. Because look, this sovereign paperwork, I got affidavits and shit. And look, bro, I ain't got a lot of kicking. When I show y'all this shit, yo, and I'm getting this shit. Look, I'm gonna show you this too. You can see this document right here. Look, yeah, look. And one more shit. It say electric bills, gas bills, home bills, business, cell phone, internet, and then it say, look, property management or landlord or business name. Look, this shit is that shit right here. Oh, repeat my number, 907-615 1316. TJ. They were lying about this shit, bro. You know I'm right. My number 907-615-1316. And look, you're gonna be able to walk right in the fucking bank and get the money. It got all the steps right here. Why would it say redeem your birth certificate and file a UCC1 and redeem status of the state? Like, look, this shit is no joke. It's no joke, y'all. I knew the dude. Look, when I seen them YouTubers and shit lying to people, I'm a real sovereign, bruh. If you Google my name, Tavares Johnson, TOVEORS JOHNSON, 51081. Look me in Americus, Georgia. Look me in Millersville, Georgia. Look me up in Alaska. Every charge will beat. Beat. Beat, sir. Beat. I know the law. I study it. Don't test my gangster with this shit. Now I got the access to paperwork. When I get off the line, y'all call me, man. Call me. Call me. Well, get what? Call me. Guess what? When you call me, you cash out me that. Drop me that. Look, it got all these motherfucking steps. Guess what you need to do? Put your motherfucking daughter name on that bitch, your mama name on that bitch, your brother name on that bitch. Put everybody fucking name on that bitch. Everybody get rich in this bitch. Fuck these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. I salute y'all motherfucker been looking at my motherfucking paperwork party, man. My YouTube page. Guess what? I've been doing this shit for a minute. I've been studying this shit. Child support, trust and believe you me. Y'all already owe me 800,000. Do the math. How much you think I'm gonna settle for 20 years? Your ass next. But right now, this paperwork party with this 250,000, all my people finna be rich. All my people finna be on. Guess what? It's strictly clean, crystal clear and clean. When you do the TD trade, the UCC1, well, hey, we've been talking about that 10 years ago, partner. Look, that's what them YouTubers were talking about. What y'all fail to realize. Guess what? Yes, you can pay your bill with the shit, but people want money. People want money. What do you want to go to the casino? What do you want to do something with? Pay your bill, pay your rent for 2-3 years. I know some people pay their rent for yay long. My number is 907-615-1316. I ain't got a lot of kicking. Pete, what's up, my boy? You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to check out his shit too. Pete, that motherfucker smart, man. That motherfucker doing his thing too. You know what I'm saying? He know what's up. But yeah, y'all wanted that number? 907-615-1316. TJ, holla at me, man. When I get off that line, holla at me. Holla at me. My line blowing up now. People texting me now. You know about that UCC1. I ain't gotta lie. Hey, I appreciate that shit, man. I appreciate you cool, bro. So you cool too, bro. You cool because you know what's real. See, everybody don't know what's real. My homeboy, my partner, Pete, he know that shit real too. And look, I said I'm a throw some sovereign paperwork in there, bro. I got affidavits for you too. Unfucking breakable. Unbreakable. Trust me. When I hit you with the 250,000 right here with these little crystal clear clean pages, bro. And look, I'm gonna turn around and show you this shit. Look, this shit is real. Look, I'll show you this. This motherfucker say, look, when you set up a TDC involving your bank, and look, the Wells Fargo Bank of America, PNC, private banking. Everybody know about that PNC, homie. Everybody know that. It called a TD access. Oh, yeah. But guess what he said right here, though? He said, keep in mind. He said, at the end, and this is no joke. Well, he said, look, the funds from it, you would have to file return on that, and this is no joke. So whatever you offset your bill for, this is what people keep failing to realize. Look, I hear people talking about taxes. If you really go into this sovereign paperwork that I got, you don't owe taxes. It's some make believe shit up in our head. All this shit ain't nothing but contracts. You know what? Look. Just answer that question. If you research my name in Milledgeville, Georgia, guess what I did to him? You pulled me over for suspended license. I got a right to travel, right? Guess what I told the motherfucker? The police arrested me. The probation officer said, you're going to go to court and you're going to get on probation. Okay, I do know when you get on probation, they can drug test you, they can do all that shit. I said, I got arrested by the police. I didn't get arrested by the probation people. The probation people is a third party. So really, if you get arrested by the police and you get caught doing a crime, that with the police. That ain't with the probation officers. So guess what he tried to do? I said, okay, guess what I told the head of the probation officer? You can call him in Milledgeville, Georgia. He wasn't stupid neither. Because guess what I told him? I take your bond certificate. I strip you of your immunity so fucking fast. Guess what he said? I ain't got no problem with you. I ain't gonna drug test you, Mr. Johnson. Guess what? I said, I know you ain't. Play with me if you want to. Hey, if you want to call your boy about this motherfucking 250,000 and you got $100 million in stocks and trade in your motherfucking name and you can freely walk in that bank and they can't say nothing to you. This ain't no PP loans and all that. This ain't no fake YouTuber shit. Like I keep telling y'all, that UCC1, y'all talked about it 10 years ago, but guess what? You let it fade off to 15 years ago. I was going to bring it back up. What is it called? What you mean? Oh, the paperwork ain't called nothing. It called that you can get up the money that ain't rightfully owned in your motherfucking name when you redeem your birth certificate, homie. That's what you need to know. That's what they tell us about. You know when the Fed be attacking our bond certificate and all this shit without you not knowing? Bro, they just attacking you like when you go to court for any little thing. You know why? They doing this shit up on a commercial. Look it up. You can't even make this shit up. This shit is facts. Guess what? We ain't reading these documents. That's why they on our ass. That's why. I know you're going to call me. Hey, when it live in, call me. 907-615-1316. Your boy, TJ. It's funny, man. It's funny, bro. It's funny. You know why I got these kings on my arm, man? I conquered a lot of shit. But this right here, this shit mind blowing right here. This tops the all out of all shit. I already knew it though. Then they say you offset shit and make the bond live. When you make your bond certificate live, you can walk literally right in the bank or credit union. Any credit union. It said any credit union. You can't even make this shit up. I ain't even got a lot of kick for y'all. I ain't. Why I need to lie? But I bet you this. I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna call up motherfuckers that I know close to me and be like, yo, do you want this? I'm just telling you that everybody that I know that who been looking at this live and I've been talking about their paperwork party and I've been proving these facts. Look, we only care about facts here. I don't care about what people going to jail with the PP loans and all that shit. Get what? You need to do the shit crystal clear. Clean. Do it clean. You do the shit clean, you'll get the damn money. Walk out the bank with your crazy ass. Guess what? I'm finna get my money. Bitch, I'm finna get mine. Yeah. Trust me, when I'm telling you I believe in my constitutional right, boy, ain't nothing you finna say. Bitch, we already got over 2 million people already know what's up with my shit. I got over 2 million motherfuckers don't watch my channel. Really 3 million, 3.5 million. If you check my channel, 3.5 million people who've been looking at my channel. Even more now. You know what I'm saying? Even more. I'm gonna screenshot that shit on my TikTok just to let you know. I ain't got nothing to lie about. Why I gotta lie about offsetting bonds and trusts and shit? I don't know nothing about this shit. I don't know nothing about this. But what I do know is when they're talking about the UCC ones, I know that shit real. Get what? If you know about certain shit, you know. I ain't got to talk. When you know about it, you know about it. Big dog. Get what? You really gonna look. Once you get these 4 pieces of paper on my mama, once you get this shit and you see this, you gonna automatically open one up for your girl, your wife, your sister, your daughter, your son. You gonna open one up just for the air. Bitches gonna be making up names. But guess what? You can make up names. You still, for you to walk in that bank and get that money out, you're gonna present that ID. So it ain't best to play that game with them folks. It ain't best to play them games with them when you trying to go in there and get $250,000 on your name for redeeming your birth certificate, like some of them fake ass YouTubers talking about. And look, you can't even find this form. This form ain't nothing. And look, and they got a special website right here that I ain't gonna tell y'all about, that you go and get the number. You gotta go and get a number for your TDA thing and all that shit. Straight up. Bullshit, you're not. This shit got step by step. And it tell you at the end, at the back of the paper, it tell you like, yo, be for real. You know, watch how you spend the money. Watch how you do it. Cause I know some people that gonna look at this and be like, damn, we finna rent it up. You can rent it up, but bro, rent it up like, rent it up responsibly. I know everybody broken shit and shit. I know people, starving or whatever, want to get some money, but bro, do this shit responsible. Me, I'm just a sovereign. I'm like kicking real knowledge for y'all. I don't give a fuck what you do about it because I present documents and facts. That's all my page is about, facts and whatever. If you just go through some of my videos, you'll see me bullshit, but I really got a madness to my methods. I really be on some real shit. But hey, you can't tell nobody. I know people got my number. Hit my line, 907-615-1316. But I can tell you this, for a motherfucker to know, that ask me for my number and to know about the UCC ones, everybody know about UCC one. Yes, you can go in there and look at your phone bill or your light bill. You can tear that piece of sheet off and you can send it to them, but you got to know how to file that UCC one because it called discharging debt. You could discharge debt. I understand that, but how many times you gonna discharge the debt? Ain't you gonna want some money at that point? I could have been discharging a lot of debt off. Like, bro, I want some fucking bread, man. I want some bread, man. I want some bread, y'all. I just want some bread. That's it. But this, I'm gonna get this shit out the mud with my own. And get what? I'm gonna help y'all out too. Because guess what? I'm a sovereign, man. It don't matter. Like, look, we all can get it at the same time. Ain't no stingy, dirty motherfucker. Ain't no stingy, dirty motherfucker. We all can get it. You know what I'm saying? You heard me? I ain't never been like that. I guess that's why God put me in certain positions, man. I guess that's why, honestly. Because I do shit like this for the love. I do it off the strength. And I keep it a buck with you. And plus, the YouTube, people gonna sit back and look at this shit years and years and gonna go over this shit. People gonna go back over this paperwork years and years right here to get this 250,000. It said you got up 100 mil. Look, it tell you step by step. File a UCC 1. Why I telling you step by step to do this stuff? Why I telling you this secret website right here? I can't say to do this, but when you buy that paperwork from me, go ahead and get that money. You gonna open one up for your daughter, sister, mama, all that. I already know. Y'all ain't got another 10 more minutes with me. You know what I'm saying? You can get my number, 907-615-1316. You heard me? I just know I'm finna get my money. Everybody in California gonna love this shit. In my life, man. 10 minutes, man. Y'all can rewind that video back, get my number, see what I'm talking about. Standing on business. You heard me? This ain't no weed, so don't think it's weed. I'll be coughing. Trust and believe me. I'll be coughing this weed. My auntie sent me some tobacco. This ain't like the normal tobacco, like American tobacco. This ain't sprayed and shit. It actually from Colombia. But this shit purple. But y'all don't know nothing about that. But yeah. Some people in Colombia smoke this shit. Their face turn numb. They said their face be turning numb when they smoke this shit. You moved back to Georgia? No, I ain't moved back to Georgia. I moved back up here to Alaska. I spent the week in Las Vegas, and then I came to AZ for about a month, then I came back up here. But, man, look, when I get out this live, y'all, because I told y'all I always dedicate an hour of this real shit to y'all. I ain't got no but 8 more minutes. Hit my line, 907-615-1316. And look, I already got this shit already linked to my email, ready to send it out to y'all. I'm gonna give you my cash up when we talk, but look, I gotta talk to real people to see if you understand this. Because guess what? I already know when some of these people buy their information, I know you're gonna be opening up these goddamn, you're gonna open up, but look, it's the trust in your name. So it is not against the law to open up a trust in your sister name, your mama name, but it's against the law if a person dead and you trying to open up a fucking account. So don't try to do that dumb shit. Ain't no way you can beat this shit. Ain't no way you can beat it, bro. You can only just get this shit in your name. It's clearly take this. It's clearly, my bad. It clear state this right here. Get it in your fucking name. Can't beat this shit. I can't even make this shit up. I can't even make it up, y'all. If I wanted to. But what I really don't understand now is I know the YouTuber mad. Cause one of them just text me, bro. Like, bro, don't personally text me in this live. I don't care. I know that I said the TV trade and other people gonna like this, but my channel, I can't lie to people on my channel, big dog. I ain't charging these people to see this shit on my channel. Ain't even monetized for me to get paid, bruh. And you trying to tell me whole information back to some people? I ain't gonna be like all these YouTubers, bro. I ain't no YouTuber, bro. I ain't no motherfucking YouTuber. I'm a content creator, bro. I don't give a fuck if I do got 6,000 subscribers. I can have 1,000,000 subscribers. Guess what? I'm still gonna give y'all some information, some real shit. I know some people gonna look back at this shit and gonna look at this shit. I know. I already know. I ain't gotta lie. I ain't got a lot about getting 250,000. You do that too. Look, it's a process. This is what the feds do. Once you get your live birth certificate, right, and you open up that TD trade, they move the money down. They give you, look, you gotta do a special process through this account. Once you do this account, guess what happened then? They give you the green light. Your money sit there. Then the third step, you go to the bank, and you just, the money just drop down. You go to the bank, and you walk in there and just get your money out. Ain't nothing to talk about. People want to do that shit. Nobody don't want to just go and just say, hey, I want to write this bill off with a UCC1. Anybody can do that shit. Bro, that shit old. Y'all forgot about that 10 years ago, but I brought it back up. Stop playing with me. You can't play with certain sovereigns. You can't. And look, I wasn't intended to look up this information right here. This a friend from the White House gave me the information. From whatever Donald Trump did. I don't know what the fuck, but he just said, you know what? I'm gonna leak this shit. Whatever Donald Trump did, or whatever they did to the country, he told me he gonna leak this shit out to me. He leaked it out to me. I got facts. I got facts with people reaching out to me, looking at my YouTube because of, that sovereign procedure and shit. I got it. Look, hold up. I ain't even got a lie to kick it. I ain't even got a lie. I really don't. Look. But it's crazy how you can get that money though. You can try to prove me point for point. I lost it called TDA funds. No, it's a TDA account. Look, when you open up a TDA, it's like some stock market shit. The feds know that, guess what? You get that money, the feds know what's up. Just put it like that. Look, they're going to run your background check. They're going to see you crystal clear clean. It's like trading some shit got to do with the stock market. I know that. I could have opened up one of them things a long time ago, but I ain't know what the fuck that shit was. So now I know. I partially know, but trust and believe you me. Oh, I'm gonna know by the end of the day. And trust and believe me, I know a little something, but I don't even care about not knowing. You know what? Once you say I can get this money and redeem my name and get my motherfucking bread, I don't care about none of that shit. Bitch, you can say whatever you want, and guess what? I ain't gonna tell you this too. It said on here, they gonna help you get your money. That's another one I ain't really want to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you that. Guess what? On this thing, it tells you they gonna help you get your money. Cause guess what? That's their job. Believe it or not, in certain facilities and government agencies, when you dealing with private banking and look, it should say private trust, private bank, cryptocurrency, silver trust unit. And once you deal with that type of unit, them folks gonna make sure that this is you. So when they be saying it said redeem your birth certificate, and then it said get a UCC1 and all that, point step by step. You walk in the bank and get your money. Ain't no other way around that. 2 more minutes, baby. 2 more minutes. Call me 907 615 1316. My friend. 907 615 1316. We're gonna both get this money. Trust and believe me, I'm going to get mine. Trust and believe me, I know I'm the shark. Trust and believe me, I know. I appreciate y'all, man. You got 1 more minute, man. 1 more minute, man. I know motherfuckers. Bro, hold on, bro. 1 more minute, I got you, G. When you hit me, then we'll talk about it. Call me in a second. You got what? 20 seconds. Just call me, bro. 907 615 1316. Then we'll talk. Then I email that shit to you. You know what I'm saying? And look, then you can handle it how you want to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Then your ass will be thanking me then. Cause you know I'm fucking right. But hey, I'm gonna end it live, man. I'm gonna get at y'all on the other side. Peace. That's all I can do. I'm finna end this live. There's 3 more people in this bitch. If you want this paperwork, 907 615 1316. It's 4 people in this live. If you want to access to 250,000, what it's saying right here, you open up the TD trade. This is no scam, no nothing. Because look, it said redeem your birth certificate. And everybody talk about it UCC1, but guess what? Some of them YouTubers lying on my shit, only on Last Street TV. Hey, we gonna know how to get to the money. I'm a sovereign. And you know I'm a ride for this shit. I'm gonna die for this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna die for this shit. Yup. I got the real paperwork. And guess what it said right here too? I'm gonna leave. It say bond become live on the stock market. Why the fuck we don't know nothing about this? Why we don't know nothing about this shit? Tell me that. And then look, it say for all the procedures to create corporation and a LLC at one step setup. What the fuck? And then it say set off debit with UCC1. See, that's the shit that people didn't know about. $10 million block backed by financial institute. So in this order, to be clear, 1 through 11. Can't even make this motherfucking shit up, y'all. 907 615 1316. They know they done. They know they done. They know. I promise you. They know they done. Hey, check out this motherfucking live. Point for point. Point for point. I'ma email this shit to you, bruh. I ain't got a lie. I ain't got a lot to kick it. 1 through 11. But hey, look. 907 615 1316. TJ, peace out.